You're on the couch when your phone buzzes. It's a text. Plans are off. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw loosens. You let out a breath you didn't realize you were holding. Suddenly, the whole evening belongs to you, and you feel lighter than you felt all day. Then the guilt shows up. What kind of person is happy their friend canceled? But that relief wasn't about your friend. It was about a system in your body that's been running since before you woke up this morning. And it's 25 million years old. Most people assume the dread before plans is about the event itself, the drive, the small talk, the effort of getting dressed and showing up. Maybe you tell yourself you're just introverted, tired, a little lazy. And maybe some of that is true, but none of it explains why the relief feels so complete. None of it explains why cancellation lands in your body like good news. The answer isn't about the activity. It's about being watched. In 2004, psychologist Sally Dickerson analyzed 208 studies where people performed stressful tasks, math problems, speeches, puzzles, while researchers measured their cortisol, the hormone your body releases under stress. Some of the tasks had an audience, a panel watching, someone evaluating your performance in real time. Other tasks were identical, same difficulty, same content, but performed alone in a room. What she found was striking. Tasks with social evaluation produced cortisol responses more than 4 times larger, not because the tasks were harder, because someone was watching. The largest spikes came when social evaluation was combined with a loss of control, when failure felt likely and was being observed. Tasks without an audience barely move the needle. Your brain doesn't care that it's dinner. It cares that it's dinner where you'll be perceived. This is the social-evaluative threat response, a system at least 25 million years old, built when your ancestors lived in groups of 30 to 50, and every interaction was a live performance. Every social encounter was a status check. Being watched meant being ranked. Being ranked meant keeping or losing access to food, protection, mates. Cortisol prepared you for that ranking, kept you alert, kept you scanning for how you'd come across. And the reward, the warm rush of endorphins that makes social connection feel good, only came after. Only if the interaction went well. The system works as a loop. Stress before, reward after. So the relief you feel when plans cancel, it's your body exiting the preparation phase of a threat loop. Cortisol drops, muscles relax, the all-clear fires. That's the answer. Except it only explains why relief hits at the moment of cancellation. It doesn't explain the strangest part, the part that starts before you're even awake. In 2012, psychologist Daniel Powell tracked something most people don't know exists: a spike of cortisol your brain releases every morning within 30 to 45 minutes of waking up. It's called the cortisol awakening response, your body's way of booting up the stress system for the day ahead. Powell had participants keep daily diaries of their expected stress while he measured this morning spike. On mornings when people anticipated higher demands, a presentation, a social event, a packed schedule, the spike was significantly larger. The stress system was calibrating itself before the person had even gotten out of bed. Your body wakes up stressed. Think about that the next time you wake up on a day with plans and feel heavier than the day before. Not fear exactly. More like a background hum, like an app running that you forgot to close. Your first thought isn't excitement. It's inventory. What time do I need to leave? What should I wear? What will we talk about? That heaviness isn't mood. It's cortisol. Your body read the calendar before you did. But the worst part isn't the stress. It's the math. In 1989, neuroscientist Eric Kemeny took monkeys that had been housed alone and let them interact in pairs. He measured beta-endorphin, the brain's own version of a painkiller, the chemical behind the warm feeling of real social connection, in the monkey's spinal fluid. Before grooming, it was low. After grooming, it was up by as much as 186%. Then he did something else. He gave some monkeys a drug that blocked their opioid receptors. With the endorphin system shut off, the monkeys didn't withdraw. They tried harder. They actively sought out more grooming. When he gave other monkeys morphine, flooding the system artificially, they stopped trying altogether. Same system, same chemistry. Social bonding runs on the same chemical machinery as opioid drugs. Low endorphins make you crave contact. High endorphins make you content. Here's why that matters for the canceled plan. The cortisol cost of a social event starts days before. The moment you say yes, the morning you wake up, the hours of low-grade dread humming in the background. But the endorphin reward only arrives during actual contact. Touch, laughter, eye contact, real presence. You're paying the stress bill in advance. But the reward? You only collect that in person. Cancellation wipes the bill, and your body floods with relief because the debt just disappeared without the payment ever coming due. So now you know the mechanism, you know the loop and the math, but there's something this explanation still misses, and it's the thing that actually hurts. The relief isn't what bothers you, it's what comes after. Your shoulders dropped, your chest opened, and then a small voice said, "What kind of person is happy their friend canceled?" That voice has a story, and you've heard it before. Relief means you don't care. Wanting plans to fall through means you don't actually like your friends. Preferring a night alone means something is wrong with you, that you're antisocial or selfish or broken in some quiet way you can't quite name. You might even feel it about people you love, people you genuinely want in your life. And that's the part that makes it sting, because the relief doesn't seem to care who canceled. It just cares that something did. Somewhere along the way, you learned that if cancellation feels like a gift, you must be a bad friend. But now you know what that relief actually is. It's not apathy. It's not antisocial. It's 25 million years of primate hardware shutting down a threat loop that was running in the background for days. Cortisol dripping since the morning you woke up. Your amygdala flagging a social evaluation that was never going to happen. You weren't dreading your friend. You were dreading being perceived, and your body doesn't know the difference. You were never lazy. You were never antisocial. You were running a body built for a group of 150. A body that, if it bonded the way other primates do, would need to spend 42% of its waking hours on social grooming just to maintain those relationships. Language replaced grooming because 42% was impossible. We'd starve. But the stress system never got the update. It still runs the full cortisol preparation cycle for every social encounter, as if you were about to sit down face to face in a group where your standing was on the line. The guilt is the real mismatch, not the relief. The relief is old hardware doing exactly what it was designed to do, standing down when the perceived threat disappears. The guilt is a modern story about what that hardware is supposed to mean. Your ancestors didn't feel guilty when a hunt got called off. They didn't wonder if they were bad members of the group because they exhaled when a social obligation disappeared. The guilt is new, the relief is old, and the old one is telling the truth. So the next time your phone buzzes and your shoulders drop before the guilt gets there, know that you're not relieved because you don't care. You're relieved because your body finally stopped preparing for something it was never in danger of.